evolution of the electric guitar paved the way for a new generation of rock stars, for whom chords and riffs will come to define the great rock anthems.
Come on now.
35 years after its 1972 release, Smoke on the Water by the influential British rockers Deep Purple remains pure rock and roll. And at its core is that unforgettable guitar riff that was composed by the original band member Ritchie Blackmore.
A lot of people play it this way. Which is not correct. It's played in fourths, rigid fourths, which is going back to the medieval times. That's how they played a lot of shorn parts, was parallel fourths. So now you have.
These days, Ritchie Blackmore shares the stage with the singer and longtime partner Candice Knight. Together, they're called Blackmore's Night, and they play a sort of folk rock and roll with a strong medieval Renaissance twist. It's a far cry from Ritchie's heavy metal days of old.
I wanted to get more into something a little bit more, not cerebral, but something a little bit more from the heart. When I would be playing to, for instance, we did a festival in Los Angeles as Deep Purple. We played to 275,000 people. You could do anything, and it didn't really matter because everybody was so drunk, and there was just so many people that it has nothing to do with music anymore. It was fantastic for the ego. I love all that. But there again, I was slightly envious of people that when I would go to a restaurant, I would see a guitar player or someone that could actually sit in the corner and play to 20 or 30 people. And I couldn't do that.
Blackmore's Night are a regular fixture at Renaissance festivals and historical venues around the world. They've celebrated their 10th anniversary with a tour of German castles. After so many hard years under the umbrella of one of rock and roll's biggest bands, Ritchie Blackmore is finally making music on his own terms. And if that guitar riff will haunt him forever, well, at least today, he's enjoying a new intimacy with his audience. Let us turn to the riff. First of all, where does that word riff come from?
I used to think it was called rift. When people had a problem within the band, they called it the rift. But apparently it means something that's played, you keep coming back to. It's a riff. For years, I would play jazz on the guitar, and very intricate stuff, very fast stuff. And then I started listening to the Kinks, the Who, and people that were very simple. And I thought, this is getting across to the people. I want to be involved in this. So I listened to Ludwig, band Beethoven, bum 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 bum, bum 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 bum. And I thought, play that backwards, put something to it, and you've got bum 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 bum. That's how I came up with it.
Hang on. Are you telling me?
Yes.
That the famous riff of Smoke on the Water is from Beethoven?
It's an interpretation of inversion. If you turn it back and play it back and forth, it's actually Beethoven's Fifth. So I owe him a lot of money.
Do you ever get sick and tired of playing it?
Absolutely not. It's a great riff. It's a riff that we should all have in our heads. I go to sleep with it at night thinking, oh, I am so happy I wrote Bob, Bob, Bob.
Ritchie Blackmore is 62 and is guaranteed a place in rock and roll heaven with the gods of guitar. But even this leader amongst many has failed to teach me his famous riff. Some things are beyond even the top powers.
This one goes back to there.
Hang on, I haven't gone for it yet.
Okay, all right.
There are very few people as talented as Ritchie Blackmore who can take the magic of this instrument and make it truly sing like a bird. Fortunately for the rest of us, there is a way that we can enjoy the spirit, if not exactly the music.
Oh, I do like to be beside the seaside. I do like to be beside the sea.
The British seaside town of Brighton is as traditional as it gets. King George IV loved coming here for his holidays. I've been invited to preside over an event rather lacking in tradition. The annual Air Guitar Championships. Just about anyone can do air guitar. Some look like they're really playing a guitar. Others look like they've never seen a guitar. Oh, and yes, there are those who've clearly left their guitar at home. It takes guts to go from playing air guitar in your underwear in the privacy of your bedroom to doing it in front of a drunken crowd. The reigning champion is called Colin Cozza Faulkner. He's back to defend his cherished crown.
I believe it's all in the expression. You know, you got to look like you're the man on the stage who would be performing that particular song with a real guitar, but you're not. So you just got to make people believe that you're into it that much.
The rules were simple. The crowd were the judges, and they decided who had rock star potential. They were brutal, dealing swift blows to the egos of those who would never strike the right chord. Oh, now, play fair! Play fair! It didn't take long for the serious contenders to emerge, and we soon had our finalists. If rock and roll is a cry for freedom from following the rules, air guitar suddenly ticked all the right boxes. To be sure, it's a bit of fun, but it goes to the heart of what the music is all about. An outpouring of doing what you want, in the way that you want it, and hang anyone who doesn't like it. And then there were two. Standing in the way of Cozza and his title was the wannabe rock chick, Jenny. Cozza was confident. The crowd had spoken.
The winner is Cozza!
The irrepressible Cozza was UK air guitar champion. Cozza's 15 minutes of fame had arrived. The trophy might have been real gold for the way he clutched it so tightly. He will never play in front of an arena. He will probably never release anything more than his breath. But tonight, that doesn't matter. Cozza is king. When it comes to the loud noise that is rock and roll, what I've discovered on this journey is that rock and roll really begins with the music. It's what's behind it and underneath it that's equally as important. From its earliest conception, rock and roll has been that cry for rebellion and freedom. An unofficial but so important voice that challenges the status quo. It rallies against convention and it despises repression. Over the years, the message hasn't changed much. Its spirit still finds a place in the heart of each new generation. They say it's only rock and roll. Nah, it's much more than that.